All right. Hello, how's everybody doing? This is Paul Deep Gill's 20-minute training video. Today I will be training everybody here at the Paul Deep Gill Mental Health Institute. Um, Today we're going to be talking about post-traumatic stress disorder in children. And the age we'll be using is 11 years old. So a little review of what we're going to be talking about today in today's training. So we're going to first have a description of what PTSD is and what it looks like. We're going to talk about the diagnostic criteria for a PTSD diagnosis. We're going to also look at some of the assessment tools that are used to assess the severity of PTSD. We're also going to talk about some of the validity and reliability of the treatment options that are currently being used for PTSD in children. We're also going to look at some of the important elements that are important for working with the population, working with kids. Our example is also going to be a male, so working with boys, working with boy children. We're going to talk about some of the ethical dilemmas and concerns that we run into, especially with working with parents and children and consent and confidentiality. We will address that. So we're also going to kind of show what we're looking for when we are when we're doing different types of treatment. We're going to kind of show what that looks like. We're going to also address some of the problems that children face and parents and families face when children do have PTSD, and some of our goals that we are trying to accomplish with treatment. Where are we trying to get the child to? Where are we trying to get the parents to? We also look at some of the different interventions that are currently available, and some of the more effective ones, and also the different measurement tools. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So first and foremost, when working with children, we want to find a way to establish rapport and some type of connection with that child. As we know, the child is going to be scared. He's going to be in a foreign situation. He's not going to know, who I am or what he's even doing there. So we got to make sure we are very client-centered. We are using empathy. I think empathy is one of the most important tools that we have as therapists to utilize to build that rapport. And it's not going to be easy with the children, but the most important thing is to listen, right? If we can find a way to use our active listening skills and really key in on some important points that the kid makes, and try to empathize with them, we can start our way with that. One way or one method that's effective with children is to be in their shoes, in the perspective of in their shoes as if you were a child, right? How would another child maybe talk to another child? Versus if an adult talked to a child, the response may be very different. We also got to make sure that we don't talk above the child, and use words that they don't understand, or come off as, an authority figure, or somebody's in charge, right? We wanna develop a collaborative process, and let that child know that we really are there to help them, especially if they've experienced some trauma in their life, right? If they have PTSD, they've experienced some type of trauma, and it's our jobs to be able to find that out and to listen, find creative ways, to treat that. But first and foremost, we have to build a rapport. We have to create safety, right? If the child doesn't feel safe, and they probably don't already, considering they have PTSD, they've been through something, they're already in a heightened sense of stress or awareness. So it's real important that we, get down to their level. I think is a good way to kind of approach it. Um, really empathize with the child. Saying things like, um, it must be really scary, or it must be really weird just being here with people you don't even know. Trying to talk to them, like maybe another child would talk to them, hoping they will open up a little bit more, versus a clinical type of assessment, that they're not going to really, maybe be open to. I would try to build that trust, and try to hear what they're feeling, what they're saying, and reflect that back to them. You know, things such as, this must be really uncomfortable for you being here. This must be different, or it must not feel good, right? We also want to make sure that the child is heard. Meeting with the child, we are also meeting with the parent, and we gotta really remember that this is not just about the child. This is also a lot to do with the parents. So, um, not only building rapport with the child, but we're building rapport with the parent. And when we're building rapport with the parent, this is very, critical, because the parent is actually gonna be the solution to a lot of the problems, right? The parent's gonna be with this child every day. So, parents might bring the children in, and hope that we will fix them. We can help, but they're gonna have to continue the process, especially with younger children. And you just want to let the parent know that, hey, I need your help here, right? We need to find a way together, to make this, environment and situation as comfortable for the child. So there's a lot of, things that going into starting to build rapport, and this is before we're even talking about assessments or diagnosis or anything, right? This is just very simply establishing rapport with children, right? How do we first start that process? And hey, they might not be having it. They might not want to talk to you. They might be crying. Every time you try to talk to them, they might yell, right? So we got to be patient. We got to put ourselves in that child's shoes and know that, hey, for a child, for anybody, this is a scary situation. So how would I feel if I was in this situation, right? And then when we can put ourselves in that position to understand how they're feeling, right? Which is empathy, and really listening to what they're saying. If they say it's not fair that I have to be here, find out why it's not fair and agree with them. You know what? It's not fair that you have to be here, right? What does that feel like, right? What's going on? Because we also need to hear the child side of the story, right? The parent may have parts of the story that the child doesn't have and doesn't know, but also vice versa. We want to hear things from the child that the parent might not know, and the child might not have been able to reveal to the parent yet. So both parent and child are important pieces to the puzzle there. Um, now we're gonna look at after building rapport. Make sure you make eye contact and you come off with a warmth and a genuineness, right? I think kids are really good at being able to know when somebody's not really genuine. Okay, so I would recommend that empathy, active listening, and genuineness, and a definite positive regard, while giving trauma informed care.